madhyamam asmadacharya paryantam vande guru paramparam. Om bhadram karnebhih shrunayama devaah bhadram pashyemakshabhedyajatraah स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. We were looking at the verse, this one, Vidyate hridaya granthihi chidyante sarva samshayaah kshiyante chasya karmani tasmin drishte paravare. It's an important verse and often mentioned when it talks, when there is a reference to all the karmas being destroyed. Because what is the pramana for all the karmas in the sense of sanchita and agami karmas being destroyed? And this is the verse for that. It's quite a complete verse in many ways, because the conclusions that are centered on I, and often they are not very happy conclusions, of what may go in the name of this hridaya granthi, this knot that bothers. In terms of, again, the conclusions I have made about myself, so that knot goes away in the wake of knowledge. Okay? Tasmin drishte paravare, that only when the person sees directly, clearly, immediately. Okay, when we understand that the word seeing is used more for the sense of the directness and the immediacy of it. Okay, because if one takes it literally, then that's why people get into problems and say, oh, but I can't see Atma, where is Atma? So if your Atma is here, then you know, like typical how Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlad. So if your Bhagwan is here, now he should appear, that kind of thing. Okay, so the same thing with Atma, that people, and that's the thing, that while when one learns traditionally, one is handed over the sampradaya because one is taught in terms of which are the words one looks at, which have to be looked at literally. Okay, drishti, let's say, tasmin drishte, and which are the words which have to be looked at as a lakshana, as something that is being pointed out. Okay, so when we are saying that something is to be seen, that I, the conscious being, when it is said that tasmin drishti, that this is to be seen, I don't mean it literally. Otherwise, if from that standpoint, I can sit in front of the mirror all day long and I have to see myself. But what will that achieve for me? Here, so we understand that, even seeing really means that it is direct, it is immediate, and anything that stands in its way is negated because of all the conclusions that I have about myself. So the karmas, now in the wake of this knowledge, all the karmas get exhausted. So agami karma karma that has been gathered in this birth before this knowledge. And of course, whatever is supposed to come, because a jnani understands this. A jnani does perform many actions. Although it has the kartritvam, the sense of doership has been negated. What do I mean by that? Negated in the sense that we understand that once prarabdha, okay, that all the punya papa, all the situations that are unfolding on a daily basis, all of that does not have an independent reality. It is mithya. Even the prarabdha is mithya. But it takes a while for me to understand that. So the agami karma, all the karma that was to come to me before I gain this knowledge, okay, which is to come to me either in this lifetime or in the next lifetimes, so that stands destroyed. Destroyed in the sense that all the actions done by the jnani. So suppose if there is something wrong that has been done, okay, wrong that has been done, let's say to build a particular ashram, some animals and insects surely have been killed, okay. So there is some papa involved. So that papa will go to the ones who abuse the jnani. And then all the good work that the jnani does, the punya will go to the ones who praise him or who serve him or something like that is said. We don't need to take this too seriously, it's a little bit Arthavada is there. The main point we want to take away from this is that because we are talking about karma, the moment we talk about karma, the karma that, all the punya papa that is due to come to me, the karma belongs to the karta. There is no karma floating around in isolation. The punya papa, it very definitely belongs to the karta. But in the wake of the knowledge, the karta is there functionally, but does not have an absolute reality. So that is the nature of the knowledge. Then what about karma that has been standing in one's account for ages? That sanchita karma, Shriyante, that also is destroyed. So then one can be very scared also that, oh my God, this is very destructive knowledge. I don't want this. If all my karma is going to go, what shall we do? So no need to worry. The prarabdha karma, that what has been arabdham, that what has begun from this lifetime onwards. So every day, all the situations that we are undergoing, our purushartha, our free will is also a part of the prarabdha in many ways. So all that, it's very, very dynamic combination of purushartha and prarabdha, all that continues. And that is why we have a parampara. Suppose if all the prarabdha karma were to be destroyed, that means that the body will drop. The moment there is knowledge, the body will drop. And if the body drops and there is nobody to teach, there will be no parampara whatsoever. So thank God for prarabdha karma. That until the end of this lifetime, whatever it is, that will keep going. And that is all in line with Ishvara's order. So that's why, for a jnani, there is no problem of ahankara. So there is so much talk, spiritual literature and lot of pravachans, because the ahankara, it is like a dress you wear to function. That's all. There's nothing more to it. It is your self-concept. So there again, we don't have spiritual snobbery saying that, oh, are you hungry? No. This body is hungry. What shall I do? Atma is never hungry. So we don't need to do such drama. It is understood. You're functioning. If somebody asks you that, you operate at a functional level and you operate at an effective level. So, Chiyante chasya karmani So all the karma stands destroyed. Even the prarabdha is understood as mithya. Okay, so all the situations I am undergoing, from a functional standpoint, I understand that no situation is permanent. Okay, then that's what Bhagwan says in the Gita, also in the second chapter, the first few verses in the teaching. Apariharyate. So there is no parihara, there is no remedy for the fact that there is change in life. That's the nature of situations, that is the nature of life. So that anyway is going to change. So that much, we reluctantly learn to accept. Most of us cannot even accept that things are going to change in life. So we hold on to all notions of permanency. Okay. Then going one step further, what is being said is that this karma, this punya papa, it is all a part of Ishvara Srishti. And as a part of Ishvara Srishti, it was my punya papa, which gave rise to this body, but all of it is subject to Ishvara's laws. So that's why it cannot just go away, because it is all a part of Ishvara Srishti. And so, because it is a part of Ishvara Srishti, I do what I can to take care of it. And therefore, the whole thing of self-condemnation, other condemnation, we reduce. Why? Because we recognize everything as Ishvara. And at the same time, people may think that we are being pacifist, but that's not the case. I mean, even if you look at Mahatma Gandhi ji, okay, this whole thing about Satyagraha, what is he saying? He's saying that you can take my body, you can do this, you can do that, etc. But I will not give you my obedience. I refuse to obey you, as in the British imperialist, setup. So, in such difficult situations, still one can exercise one's purushartha, one's free will, and say that, and which eventually became a movement, and there are so many other political factors to it. But what I'm highlighting here is that in the worst kind of situations, okay, even if you look at the whole Nazi occupation, the glory of the human will is something that really we have to appreciate, because that I can choose, like as Gandhiji, that I refuse to give you my obedience. And for that, how much of torture people have gone through, in terms of all our freedom fighters. And there is something in terms of, the power that one gets from doing the right thing. I can't remember if I've mentioned this. I might have. The whole impact of this India's freedom struggle, I never fully got it until I cried and cried when I went to Port Blair. Because, that Kala Pani, that's what they call. And then seeing the pictures of all our freedom fighters who were then banished to that place, and seeing, where they used to be hanged. And you see the courage on their faces, because there are all these pictures, there's a room, and that is near the courtyard where they used to be hanged, so the gallows and all of that. And in my, at least my perception, which might be subjective, I really saw so much of tejas and, a certain moral courage that comes from doing the right thing. Okay, lots of black and white pictures, and these are all unsung heroes. Nobody knows about them, and perhaps will not know. But they are all there, and again, these are only pictures of those people whose pictures are available. So, from a functional standpoint, this Purushartha, the free will and Prarabdha, all that we begin to see the glory of the free will and Prarabdha, the more we live our life in line with Kaushalam and Samatvam. Samatvam tends to get highlighted a lot. I want to highlight Kaushalam, So then, because, in South Indian languages, at least I know in Kannada, I've heard this. So Prarabdha means what you have to suffer. Okay. I don't know how it is in Malayalam and Tamil and all. But in Kannada, the way it is spoken, it is that, oh, it is my prarabdha. So the body language and everything is that, oh, I have to suffer it now. I have no other choice. Okay, but that's not prarabdha. Prarabdha is also the punya. Very, very much the punya and the papa, of course, for which one does that. So here that I have a certain mastery over my life. And that will not come with more and more study of Vedanta. I have to live life. Okay. So people think, no, more. I want to read more books. I want to listen to more classes. No. Live one's life without any escaping. Because then no situation can get the better of you. You'll be okay. None of us will be in a situation like Gandhiji or some of our freedom fighters, where we are being tortured and that kind of thing. And still we have to exercise our will. So that's a very nice thing. Most likely none of us will be in a situation where we are going to be tortured like this. And so we have a greater responsibility and a joy of exercising one's free will in line with one's priorities. Because only then prarabdha loses its hold on us. Otherwise, we talk like victims. Victim matlab, why me, why it had to happen to me, etc., etc. Okay, and all of us have enough difficult situations in our life to say that at some point in time or the other, that why this happened to me, and it should not have happened to me. And I did so much good work. I reached out to so many people. This one, did some backbiting, and this one did something else, etc., etc. So it is endless. Okay. And we have to move from being this victim to being a warrior. Okay. There is a very beautiful book which I want to recommend all of you read. It is called The Sacred Path of the Warrior. It's a Buddhist publication by Chogyam Trungpa. Let me just write it for you 1 second. Because it just came up, so I'm mentioning it. Yeah. So that's the name of the book. And I'm sure you can get it on one of these websites. So it talks about, this book, it talks a lot about vulnerability and strength, and the fact that, a warrior, it talks about the human condition as well. Okay. See, because it's Buddhist, so we don't expect them to talk too much about Satyam and Mithya. Okay. It doesn't matter to us. But what it says about being a warrior in life is very, very applicable in terms of seeing the power of goodness and seeing the power of dharma, which again we are very familiar with. Because some of us, we may not be able to relate to Arjuna. We'll say, okay, fine, understood, teachings are going on, all that. But I am not a warrior. Arjuna was a warrior, but I am not a warrior. So anyway, this book is a nice way to look at the fact that the one who stands for some principles and will uphold them and will take a stand. Okay, so a lot of other things to be said about it, but the reason I brought in this book is really to, just by the way, but to refer to our free will and prarabdha, and that we want to be, wow, so this is very impressive. So Syamakrishna is so prompt, he has given the link also. In fact, actually, I might also, you can also uh, look at this. Thanks for mentioning it. You can look at this website. I think you should be able to download it for free. No? I think you should be able to do that. So we don't need to spend extra money. So, so yeah, what I was saying was that prarabdha, that we don't want it to occupy our mind all the time, because that's pretty much what occupies our mind. So why this is happening to me? Oh, I want to do this, I have to do this. Should I wait? Should I accept? Should I try longer? Should I try to change my husband or my wife? How much to try? How much to let it be? So how much to accept? How much to apply for more exams? Should I apply for more jobs? Not accept? All that, most of our waking time is caught up with all this. And of course, these are valid questions. All that we want is that we deal with it, don't give it as much time, as we do, so that our time is available to then also, give to this other pursuit of moksha. And in the experience of relative freedom, that I don't feel victimized by my prarabdha, I grow. That emotional maturity that we talk about is that, whatever happens, wo dekha jayega. It's like that spirit of, these, I've seen of these young street kids who are very, very thin. They have no strength, nothing. But so the police fellow is approaching them. So this fellow might be 9 years old or something. And then in typical Bombaya language, okay, it's not Hindi, it's Bombaya language. He's saying, "Haan, main dekh lega, tu kya karega?" Now, he can be thrashed left, right, and center, okay? But he has a certain spirit. And it's a great spirit to have. That, what will any situation do to me? So therefore, that fear, oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? That we want to have this prevalent thought that whatever it is, I will handle it. Whatever it is, I can handle it. Because that is kaushalam. So, okay, I may be beaten, I may be tortured, I may be, whatever it is, I can handle it. I will fall down, it's okay, I can handle it. Okay, so that's what we mean when we say, hey, that, that I've developed my maturity and my strength and my skills have developed to such an extent that I can handle anything in life. That doesn't mean I invite trouble, okay? Oh, so I can handle anything, so let trouble come to me. We're not saying that. But we're saying that if and when it does come, because once prarabdha is unfolding every day, right now as we speak, prarabdha is unfolding. There is some prarabdha involved for this class. And therefore, all this is unfolding. We see it as a part of Ishvara's order. And in time, are able to discover the mithyatvam of this prarabdha as well. Because when we say all karmas are destroyed, Sanchita Agami is destroyed. What about prarabdha? Is prarabdha satyam? No, prarabdha is also mithya because it depends on the karta. Karta depends on the atma. So both the karta, the prarabdha, the karma for the karta, all that is also mithya. It has a status of dependent reality. It does not exist on its own, and it is definitely not satyam. That you are that satyam to which all this prarabdha happens, okay, because of association with a mithya body, mind, etc. Okay, so having said that, another verse which has some revealing words for the nature of Brahman. Okay, so Drik Swarupam, what is the nature of the seer? So we can look at mantra 10. Hiranmaye pare koshe virajam brahma nishkalam tachubram jyotisham jyotihi tad yad atma vido viduhu. Oh, it's a nice simple verse. Some of the words have already been revealed earlier. So tat referring to Brahman and words that are revealing the nature of Brahman. So first word is Hiranmaye. Hiranmaye as in that which shines, also referred to as gold in different contexts. Parikoshe in the most interior, and I'll explain that a little bit more. Most interior shining koshe. Virajam. So without rajam or without rajas. So rajas is responsible for all the activity, ambition, greed, etc., disturbance, everything. So virajam, as in free from all impurities. Okay, because we might say, oh, I don't have any dvesha, I only have ragas, all cravings. But by default, if I crave something, okay, let's say I crave a particular object, I will detest the times I don't have that object. Okay, so dvesha will go hand in hand. And virajam, free from both raga and dvesha, because those are the main impurities that we understand. What else? So nishkalam, no bheda, no parts, partless. Tat shubram as in pure. So again, thankfully in Hinduism, in Sanatana Dharma, we don't have too many concepts of impurity, and I'm so happy about it. Otherwise, imagine a lifetime of guilt. How to deal with that? Means if one is born of sin, and then the whole life is sinful only. So what can you do with that kind of a life? I mean, imagine the level of guilt and self-condemnation that can come, But anyway, here, Shubram as in that which is pure, that which can never be tainted. And sometimes when we do certain actions, we may feel very ashamed of ourselves. We may feel very embarrassed about ourselves. We may feel not very pure. Okay? It's just a feeling. There is no reality to it. But it's just a feeling. Lot of, women and even some boys I've met who have been sexually abused. Okay? So they talk consistently about feeling impure. And the point is that they have done nothing to invite this kind of abuse, but it just so happened that that's there in their karma. And a lot of them get into this, washing hands all the time and then having repeated baths because that feeling doesn't go. That feeling of being impure, So whatever it be, or some people who have committed certain offenses. I mean, just imagine our Valmiki, before he became Valmiki. So he has murdered so many people. So imagine how impure he might be feeling. Okay. But exactly, it is just a feeling because you as a conscious being, you are ever Shubram. Ever Shubram, ever pure. Jyotisham Jyotihi, the light of all lights. And the ones who know this, Atma Vidaha, those who know that, they understand Viduhu, that all of this, all these words are really referring to Brahman, referring to I. So we look at the first word, Hiranmaye Pare Koshe. So we have, I think most of y'all have done Tattva Bodha, and we have done that Panchakosha Viveka. So this discriminative inquiry into the levels of mistake that we make. Okay, kosha, the word is a slightly misleading word because we think it's a covering. We understand kosha, cover, as an as-though covering. It's like the clouds. We say, oh, the mighty sun, the clouds have covered the sun temporarily. Okay, it is not that the sun, this mighty sun, because in the light of the sun, the clouds are seen. So the clouds are temporarily covering the sun. They're not even covering the sun, they are just covering my vision of the sun. That's it. They are temporarily covering my vision of the sun. SUN. And so, Hiranmaye Pare Koshe, the most interior shining sheath, shining kosha. So, Hiranmaya is similar to gold, and that which is most interior. Most interior, how do we understand that? So, in the Viveka, what we do is, because it's an inquiry, because there is a lot of mix-up. Inquiry is necessary only because everything is mixed up. There is so much confusion. Sometimes I refer to I as the body, sometimes I refer to my body. So what is this confusion? So therefore, Annamaya Kosha, am I really this body? This Annam, because all the Annam that has gone and settled in all parts of the body, which I don't want, but it is still very much there. So Annamaya, is that really me? No, there is much more. So on and so forth. Manomaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and Anandamaya Kosha. So I'm not going into details because I'm thinking most of you all have done that. Now this Anandamaya Kosha, we understand that the extent to which I identify with all these aspects of the person, Anandamaya, is subject to change. There are different degrees of happiness. And the different degrees, linking to one of the recent Vishnu Sahasranama words, Anandaha, is because of my raga and dvesha. So when I am close to an object that I like, I am happiest, let's say. So for trekkers, okay, which like one sees a lot of them in Himachal Pradesh because it is a trekker's paradise. Very, very beautiful, stunning mountains and the pine trees and all of that. So they are happiest when they are on a trek. And then so many months, struggle, 5-day job, all accumulating leave, so that I am my happiest when I am on a trek. This is Anandamaya Kosha. So differing degrees of happiness. Then you come back from a trek and you're saying, oh, my thing is over, and now I have to face this horrible boss. So all Ananda has evaporated. And then one starts planning for the next trek. So then that's how people live their lives. It's always Ananda is postponed. So Ananda not available during the day. One day it will happen kind of thing. That mindset we get into. And so this Anandamaya Kosha is a very good indicator for us that while it has differing degrees of happiness, it is the innermost layer of the person. It's me. It's I'm most at home when I am happy. And really, what is the basis of all of this? So the basis of all of this is Brahman. So that very elaborately it has been seen in Panchakosha Viveka. And with the Anandamaya, what is identified is the Bhokta. So Karta Bhokta, that all my pleasurable experiences and not so pleasant experiences, all the koshas, what is innermost, what is the basis? Okay, again, I'm pointing out an important thing. Wherever this innermost is used. Okay, what is being referred to as is really the adhisthana, the basis, the locus of everything else. Okay, it's a way of it's a way of revealing when we say innermost, because the moment now again, see all the people who take things take the verses very literally, because much of our learning has come through conceptualization. So people will draw all these concentric circles. Then they will draw one diya in the heart, okay, heart region. And they'll say, oh, this is the Atma, innermost Atma. And then people can have a chart, and then they will have one, what do you call that, rod pointing to, oh, Pare Koshe, Hiranmaya Pare Koshe. And others will be very impressed, because what, like, look at this, such a modern guru. So using PowerPoint presentation and then using charts also to describe. So this is the worst thing that anybody can do. Okay, why? Because now you have located Atma. Okay, Atma, which is all pervasive. Now suddenly we have located it. We have limited it actually by putting it into a drawing. Okay, we have limited Atma. Because it's the same thing that has happened with Om. We have forgotten it's a sound symbol standing for Ishvara. Moment somebody says Om, all you remember is that Om. That visually, that's what it is. There's nothing else that's remembered unless one studies it. So therefore, here, Hiranmaya Parikoshi, that the innermost, the Adhishthanam of you, however your life is, however your prarabdha is, it doesn't matter. It is you, it is shining, and it is pure. Virajam does not have any parts, Nishkalam, Punya Papa. So you may have done a lot of Papa, no problem. Okay, because some of us, we can die with guilt. Okay, I mean, I've like, there've been, it comes up a lot in some counseling cases, that so much of guilt, and it is killing the person. So the guilt may be in terms of, how one was with one's parents, or how one was with one's husband or wife, or by mistake you caused an accident. Okay, obviously nobody intends to cause an accident, but then something happened and then an accident was caused. And why it happened, it can kill you. And this kind of guilt, or even the hurt that people have caused to us, all that is a part of Punya Papa. But as even the Bhagavad Gita says in the 4th chapter, that this is a plava, a raft. This raft of knowledge means, this is not the river rafting of Ganga, because that raft is quite sturdy, and Ganga is not such at least near Rishikesh, it is not, doesn't have too many rapids. It's quite easy. So this raft of knowledge can help you cross the ocean of samsara. So anybody who's been on an ocean will laugh at the idea of a raft. Okay, because raft is something that is just put together some bamboos, and that light thing being able to cross the ocean, though it is unimaginable. But that's what Bhagavan Krishna is saying in the Gita in the 4th chapter, that this raft of knowledge, even with the little knowledge, you will cross over the fact that, and even the greatest papi, oh Swami Pratik Bodhanandji, namaste, namaste, Hari Om.
How are you?
I am very well, Swamiji. Nice to see you.
I'm going to listen to your class, okay?
No, Swamiji, I think they will benefit from listening to you. They listen to me every Sunday.
And I will listen. You continue. I'm sorry to interrupt it. You go ahead. I'll listen to you.
By popular opinion, because we discussed this at the beginning of the class, everybody would like to listen to you, Swamiji.
What is going on now?
Right now, we were doing this Mundaka, second Mundaka. So I just finished this Vidyate Hridaya Granthi. And now we
Chitta.
are looking at this Hiranmaye Pare Koshe, Virajam Nishkalam Param. That was. So towards the end of the second Mundaka.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very good. I wish you better continue instead of getting me in between. 2 minutes, I'll give a message, okay?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Hello, Harihi Om. How are you, everybody? No feedback, eh? Yeah, I see people there. Everybody is good. Nice to see all of you. Good. Now, in Mundaka, this comes Param Chet Gnatavyam Aparam Chet Praptavyam. If it is Param, the Brahman, can be gained only in terms of knowledge. If it is Aparam, anything which is limited, which is Anatma, which is the Vishaya of the Aparavidya, can be gained only in terms of action. One can be only gained in knowledge, and is already accomplished fact, which can be gained by knowledge, and other is to be produced, to be created by fourfold action only. Apyam, Utpadyam, Sanskaryam, and Vikaryam. There's no fifth action. Either you reach out, you produce, you modify, you embellish. This is the four action available, but Param Brahma cannot be gained by these four. They are limited, the results are limited, and they cannot help me the total happiness, the limitless I wanted. Therefore, Atavyam, giving up that and pursuing only knowledge for gaining the limitless. That is what Swamini is teaching you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you. Okay. Oh. Okay. So that's a nice thing that Swamiji said. It's a very important point that he has made, which is the nature of Brahman being Shuddham, you know. So all the Ganga Snanam, Prayaschitta Karma. So I have done so many wrong things and I have to atone for it. So of course we have Prayaschitta Karma. That's all for the body mind. That's all in terms of gaining Punya Papa. I mean, gaining Punya really. But here, so some people get into this mode that I will do lot of actions. I will do Ishta Karma. I will do Purta Karma. I will reach out and help the whole world. I will do lot of rituals, all with the intention of purifying myself. Because the notion is, the conclusion is that I'm not okay. You know, I am, and that's why Bhagavan Krishna in the 4th chapter is saying that even if you are the greatest papi, the question is, who is the papi? This body mind. So the body mind, of course, has to go through the consequences. It cannot be, oh no, you know, in the court of law that, you know, the Atma did not do this. The body mind did it. So please do not give me any punishment. So that will not hold in any court of law. You know, I have a lawyer as a student. So we laugh about this. Okay. So that will not hold, and that's why the understanding of Satyam and Mithya is so important. That's really the crux of Vedanta. And so this notion that we might have, okay, which Swamiji just referred to, that any amount of karma you do, It cannot, all it will do is it will help to purify. Okay. Ganga Snana will help to purify. Any other thing will help to purify. Okay, fine. So that's one of the four things, one of the four results that are possible of karma. But what will it purify? So even when we talk about Antakarna Shuddhi in the context of Karma Yoga, is the Shuddhi for the Atma or is the Shuddhi for the Antakarna? There is no talk of Atma Shuddhi because Atma is ever Shuddha, ever pure. So it cannot be touched by Papa whatsoever of the greatest Papi. So even if we think of the worst terrorist, okay, now this is going to be a little uncomfortable for us to appreciate, but the worst terrorist, Atma is ever Shuddha. But of course, should the terrorist be killed and should the terrorist go through some consequences? Of course, no question about it. The army and whatever are the lawgivers, they have to take the right action. So we have no problem with that. Because if the mind body, the karta, has done some karma, has to face the consequences, there is no escape. And so here the word Nishkalam, Brahma is Shuddham, is a nice word to contemplate on because it is revealing the nature of Brahman. In many ways, it is a Nisheda Shabda. Because I think, what I've done is not okay, I feel guilty, I am hurt, etc. This conclusion that I have about myself, to negate it, I need a word, and that is Shuddham. Then, Jyotisham Jyotihi, another word that is being used to reveal the nature of Brahman. And again, does this mean that Brahman means you have to become an electrician? So definitely not, because again, light. So this is again the beauty of traditional teaching, that you understand the word as a lakshana, as what is it pointing out to? Because otherwise you'll say, oh, then everything has to be lit up. See, also, when people will draw charts, they will draw one sun in the heart region, okay, chest region, and say, oh, this is Jyotisham Jyotihi. And then people will think, oh, I have to see this light in my heart, so I cannot see any light. And in meditation, when I sit, I'm sitting in darkness. So where is this light? So this Jyotisham Jyotihi, that which is the light of all lights. Jyotihi, light. So light, as we know, and consistently used in the Shastra, that which dispels darkness. So this Jyotisham Jyotihi, there's a very beautiful verse next, which we also chant during Aarti. Okay? But we spend some time with the word Jyotihi, because Jyotihi, light, also referring to consciousness. So even all the means of knowledge that I use, all the pramanas, okay, even Shabda Pramana, who is the one who, somebody has to be there to use it. See, even for perception, somebody has to be there to see. If nobody is there, then the pramana does not exist for the person. Some people will say only Shabda Pramana will help you see the truth. It's true. But you have to be there to be able to be exposed to the Shruti. If you are not there, then how will the Shruti tell you? And suppose if Pramana was the only way, suppose if we say, Shabda is the only way for you to know the truth. Without Shabda, you can never know yourself. That is not a clear statement. I'll tell you why. Because you know yourself. You know yourself partially. That, I am so and so, I belong to a certain community, I belong to this country, I have X and Y friends, I live here. All these are known about you. I is partially known. And the pramana, in this case, Shabda Pramana, what is it doing? It is revealing the nature of I. So what is being revealed is prameyam. Okay, but then very nicely Bhagwan Krishna in the Gita, again in the second chapter, will say aprameyam, cannot be known. So then you say, oh, this is so much confusion, Baba. I don't, what is this? Gita is saying one thing. Now here we are saying Jyotisham Jyoti. What does this mean? So here again we understand that the moment we put Atma out there, it is an object. So aprameyam means cannot be known. That is the correct meaning. Cannot be known, but as an object, as other than you. It, because you are the subject, from this particular standpoint, you are the subject. And so how do I know myself? Not as an object. Okay? Not as an object. And so all the pramanas, whether we look at perception, we look at inference, we look at shabda, anything, any instrument that is used. Antakarna also, the mind that is being used is used by I. So that I, that conscious being, or in the context of knowledge, that I, the conscious being, which is the knower. And so in contacting the various bodies of knowledge, so there is some pramana, and then so what I, that example that I often give, it I really like, that's why I keep saying it, that by seeing an elephant, that I am aware that I see the elephant. Okay. I am aware that I see the ant. Does the awareness increase in size? That I'm aware of the elephant and I'm aware of the ant. Does the awareness have a size or a shape? No. So what we have looked at in Drigdrishya Viveka, that the Drishyam may be different. It may be of all sizes and shapes and everything. But that I am aware of all of this. That is what we are calling as Jyotisham Jyotihi. That consciousness which lights up everything. Because even the pramata, the knower, is illumined by consciousness Jyotihi. To prove the knower, suppose if I say no, only if I see myself I am, that argument does not hold. So the pramata, the knower, is proved before the operation of any pramanam, any means of knowledge. So I have to very much be there, and that I is Jyotihi, is self-effulgent, I that is self-evident, and to this self-evident I, everything becomes evident in time. Even if I'm confused, oh, so much Sanskrit, oh my God, this is too much, I can't handle this. Even that I am confused. Consciousness is lighting up my confusion. That is what we are saying as Jyotisham Jyotihi. And the ones who know the Atma, Atma Viduhu, Atma Vidaha, they know, they understand the nature of Atma as this, that I am that Jyotisham Jyotihi, I am Nishkalam, I am Shuddham, etc., etc., all these other words that we have seen. And this mantra, yes, I would be very happy to do that. Surya Narayan was a part of my batch. So very nice person. Yes. So now we will chant this mantra. It's a very beautiful one. I'll just mention in the context of puja, and then we can maybe stop for today. Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyuto bhanti kutoya magnihi tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. This is a mantra that you will see chanted in all our ashrams. Okay, especially when this Aarti plate is shown to the Lord. And there's such deep symbolism in this thing. So, I will talk about the Upanishadic explanation here. But before that, we know about camphor, right? So camphor school science, sublimation happens. So the solid goes into gas state. There is no, it does not liquefy, it goes straight into gas state. And none of it, once the camphor is burnt, there is no trace of it. There may be a little fragrance, but after some time that is also gone. And traditionally when the aarti is done, even before the aarti is done, most of the temples, they have the murtis in granite, black granite, and which have been polished, and all the alankara has been done, and it's all nice and shining. And then the pujari who is there is also, dark in color, so it's all dark. The garbhagriha is all dark. It's meant to be like that. There's no need to be any halogen lights. Like, now if you see one very famous temple in Bombay, Siddhivinayak, so it's got lights all over. That's not a typical garbhagriha. Garbhagriha, that it is dark, the Lord has to be lit up with your light, which is the camphor, which is the light, that aarti plate. And that with my buddhi, with my light, may I see you in all your glory. That's the whole symbolism, very, very beautiful, of the aarti that we do in the temple. And so that's why when we do it, generally we obviously do it in a clockwise direction, and we try and cover the whole of the murti. And once that's done, 3 times it's done, then we take the light, we take the aarti light from the bottom, from the feet upwards to the head, all the way. That may I see, and the thinking is that may I see your glory in your entirety. Okay, so that's the whole symbolism of the aarti. It's an important time in the whole puja, and people may not be present for the whole puja, but they will come for the aarti, and in terms of asking for blessings and all of that. But the whole thing, that darshanam is so important as a part of our worship compared to other religions. That darshanam is so important, and everybody, for that darshan, you go anywhere in India, okay, you go north, west, south, darshan hua, that's what people will ask. Did you have darshan? Then that's fine. Because that's the key to this. See, if somebody goes for mass or for namaz, they'll say, okay, did you do this? Or did you get your whatever Eucharist or something? Every form of worship, there is something unique about it. For us, what is the highlight of the temple visit? Did you do darshan? Did you have darshan? Okay, so this seeing, that seeing is so important, because we also hear it in Brihadaranyaka, that Atma has to be seen as direct, as I, as immediate, and everything else, anubhati, everything else shines after. And so that's really what this verse, very, very beautiful verse, which is talking about it, because we know the sun to be the brightest star. In fact, it's so bright that you don't see any other stars in the sky, right? So during daytime, we don't see any other stars. There's only the bright sun. So that's what this verse says, that even this brightest sun does not light up Brahman, does not light up me, I, consciousness. Oh, what about Chandra? What about the moon and the other Taraha, Tarakam? What about the stars? They too don't light up. Okay, so Swamiji has appeared, and Surya Narayan is also here. So, I'll just do the concluding prayer. Surya Narayan, would you like to tell a few things to this group?
I just wanted to say that Swaminiji, I knew you as a great person, very exceptional person in the course. It was very nice knowing you, and then now I know you as a Swaminiji, and I was very proud to listen to you actually. So this is a very great example for all of us. So it was very nice. I didn't. This was a very pleasant surprise. Our Prashant is giving me. I didn't know that this is going to happen here, and
Okay.
it was lovely that. And I was also watching all those people who are attending. They're not going here and there. They're very very attentively listening.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
So
you.
it's all lovely what's happening. I'm really so glad that is you're doing Brahma Vidya for such a great attentive people. All my prayers to our Dakshinamurti. Now we
Yes.
grew up with Dakshinamurti, our Meda
Yeah.
Dakshinamurti, for everything. Thank you, Swamini, for
Thank you.
yes.
Thank
You
you.
enjoyed
I must
Yoga.
say this, about, sorry, Swamiji. Yeah, I wanted to say about Surya Narayan that, we co-hosted one event for Puja Swamiji at the end of the course. So as a part of the valedictory uh, event, and it was quite a nice bunch of things that we put together in it. And he was known as the one who does not say no to anything, who will help anybody and everybody. And I'm happy to know you're in Sellersburg now, isn't it? You're
Sit here, yes. And as Swamiji was saying, the class was also very. It was feeling very good to hear the way you are trying to, present everything, explore everything, each and every word. It was very nice. Swamiji was also saying that.
Oh, thank you, Swamiji.
You're a wonderful teacher.
Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So we'll shall we close for today then? Yeah. And we'll go again a little deeper into this mantra, very beautiful mantra, and which all of us can learn to chant, this Natatra Suryo Bhati. Because what the crux of it is really that all that we know to be the brightest cannot light up the Brahman that is you, cannot make known the consciousness that is you. So cannot make known the Ishvara, also the nature of Ishvara that is there, which is also you. And because this mantra comes from the Upanishad, comes from the Veda, so we learn to chant it. And there is so it's chanted in all our ashrams, and very beautiful, because it's reminding you of your own nature. Yeah. Okay, so let's close. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. So if there are any questions, I'll take them. Verse 11. Yes, of course. When you're doing, I mean, you can chant it anyway, but it's better to chant if you're doing a puja. So when you're doing the aarti, that time you can do that. Hmm. Yeah. Anything else? So we shall meet on 25th September, right? 25th September, same time, 8 p.m. Yeah, okay.